5:30 meeting will now start. I will call a meeting order at this time. I will welcome all in attendance. I ask you to silence all your electronic devices. Mr. Wilson will give the invocation, and John Mitchell will lead us in the pledge. If you would rise.
Dear Heavenly Gracious Father, we thank you for this day. Father, we ask now that your Holy Spirit just be our guide and your Holy Spirit be our leader tonight, God. Father, we just ask that you just open up the heavens and just let us hear from you in the ways that we should lead our county. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gentlemen, under approval of agenda, if you will look at your agenda page, under public input, Ms. Barbara Reynolds had a message on the machine that we did not get at the correct time, and she is asked to be on public input. Possibly county manager. Ms. Barbara here? Yeah.
She said county
county
operation process is what she stated.
What is it?
County operations.
Good. We'll be adding Ms. Barbara, if y'all approve. The item J, I believe, I, Aflac Healthcare Finance Agreement, there will be no one here for that, so you can scratch that off your agenda. And item G under new business retirement resolutions, that has been moved to a different time for both of those ladies. Other than that, with those changes, I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Thanks, sir. And a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Theodore. All in favor? Unanimous. Approval of minutes. Regular monthly meeting, November the 4th.
They are not complete. They're not. We don't have those.
No minute. Neither one. Moving on. Old business, Appleton Jeff Davis Service Center pilot lease agreement. It's in your package.
Mr. Chairman, you need a motion?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we enter into the memorandum of agreement with Pineland Behavioral Health and Development for the period of 1 year as stated in the contract, going through July 1, 24 through June 30, 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Doug. I have a motion to approve. I have a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Darrell. All in favor? Appalachian County Sheriff's Office Smith quote and package.
Got 3 of them.
Is the fence guys, are they the low bid, what I see?
Both of them 39, ain't it? It's 239 bid.
Is that correct, Sheriff?
I didn't hear your question.
You got TNT, it's got 36,480, then it's got installed 4,500. Is that in addition to the 3,600?
Yes, that's for the actual slide gate operator, which is an electronic device.
So that brings it up to 40,980.
That's right.
Okay. Now, the fence guys, are they providing the same fence and services as the other one?
No, their quote does not include that device.
The
Does not.
slide gate, they don't include that.
It doesn't include the electronic control. They said somebody else would have to do
So-
that. We'd have to buy it.
So this bid is not up to
Not
standard.
what, yeah, it's not up to our standards.
Right. It's
So
not
we
what
gotta
you,
have
it's
that.
not what you call for.
That's correct.
Okay. So really don't, only bid we got is the 40,980. It's correct.
Well, we
Right.
actually got
Which
one,
one?
Right.
the Wright Fence Company,
Okay, I got,
39.9,
okay.
and then the other one is
I dropped the
with
paper,
that,
got
it's
them mixed up.
48.
Right, fence is lower.
Right, Lord.
So the low bid, the total low bid is Wright Fence, and then the next one is TNT.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all had already picked up your packets before we got that.
So
Is there anybody else that don't have
Wright's
it?
is
I don't have the
lower.
right.
And it meets all your
I don't have
specifications.
one of those either. Thank you.
You can have that
Bid
one.
39,900.
Yes, sir. But I think TNT is about $800 more.
Let's see here.
Do we need a motion on this now? I make a motion that we accept the low bid of Wright's at 39,900.
Have a motion to go with Wright with a little bit of 39.9.
I
I have a
second.
second, I believe, or you asking a question or a second?
I'll second.
I have a second, Mr. Theodore, all in favor of that bid from Wright? That was unanimous.
Fine with me, but I got a question. Is that's including the gate?
Yes, including the gate and the.
Well, let me ask you something about the gate. Tell us again this fencing on the, I know it's, y'all had a truck that got locked up and got loose and got gone. I know it's for that. Is it gonna be used?
We've had other stuff over.
That's what I mean, but is it used for anything other than that except to lock up stuff?
No, it'll secure the whole back of the jail. So all the employee parking where all our deputy vehicles or, the used vehicles, the backup vehicles, it'll secure.
Okay, well, you
everything
answered my
that's
question,
coming back.
because I was thinking that if it was just gonna be to lock up stuff to keep it from getting stolen, then you wouldn't need that slide gate, but if it's gonna be used that much, you do need the slide
It's gonna
gate.
secure it so that only employees can get back to the back part.
Yeah.
Unless we open the gate for training or something outside the agency. It'd keep, just like today, we had a lady banging on the back door. I'm like, I won't let her back there. I said, "Man, come here." Looking for the sheriff's office. I said, how in the world did you get back here? Well, I just walked around the building. I said, you didn't see them signs out there? And she said, didn't pay them no attention. I said, okay. Yeah, it's secure and,
You good, Mr. Shorty?
Yeah.
Unanimous vote stands.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
And this, that funding was coming out of the ARPA funds, am I correct?
There's $28,000 left in ARPA funds.
So part of this will be coming out of there. All right, so the other will require a budget amendment.
Any other questions? Under new business, item A, 2025 holiday schedule.
I don't know that we can change the holidays, so I'll make a motion that we approve.
It's
the same.
Motion to approve what's in the packet.
That's correct.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. Second, all in favor? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. (2025) Board of Commissioners monthly meeting schedule.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we accept this schedule and accept the changes in July and September from the July 1st to the 8th and September the 2nd to the 9th.
Yes, sir. Those changes noted on your paper. You want to approve it with those changes?
Yes.
I have a motion to approve with those changes.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mr. Darrell, with the select, all in favor? County boards with expiring terms. Looks like several of them.
One of the actual terms, when do they actually expire? I'm sure there are various times.
They are.
Several.
Mr. Edsel Lewis, his actually expired June 30th, but they could never get a hold of him or either they never had a quorum at their monthly meetings to ask him if he wanted to serve again or not.
So now we have information that he does not, according to this, okay. Okay, what, you know what category he fell into?
I do not.
There's a category, there's 9 categories that membership's supposed to be provided from.
I do know that they're also supposed to be based on the demographics of the county. I do not.
What's this one here? That one you're looking for? Was that what you were looking for?
No, I was looking for the actual county demographics.
Oh. Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I don't think that we are ready to nominate anyone for the Department of Family and Children Services, and I would move that we table that specific appointment at this time.
I have a motion to table that specific appointment, a second.
I have a question. Theodore, would you be willing to serve on that board?
Which board?
The first one there.
Yeah, I think I will. I'll try.
You would?
Yeah, I'll try.
Sorry.
Now, which,
that all right?
well, what category? We got to look at the categories, and make sure we falls into one of them.
Well, Edsel Lewis wasn't an elected official, so
Just put it whatever category, Mr. Chairman.
See attachment says.
where do you see the categories? I don't have that.
It's in that sheet here.
Yeah, it's in that stack of papers you got.
It's on that, both of those pages, one you just flipped up also.
Or we can table it. They did mention asking law enforcement if they would recommend anyone because that was one of the categories.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that all right with you, Theodore?
That's fine with me.
I guess your motion then, Doug. I was just wanted a question, see if Theodore might be interested. But
That's fine.
We'll have to look.
Motion to table the rest of
Yeah. I think Doug made the motion to table it. I had a question about Theodore. And that's not panned out, so I'll second the
it. We don't
motion.
know about Theodore yet.
No.
There you do.
Well, we got to make sure you qualify, Theodore.
I got a motion and a second to table this item right now, these board
right.
member appointees. All in favor? Unanimous.
About me.
Item D, our PTSD required insurance for the county.
What about the rest of
Well,
the
no,
boards?
my motion was only for the board of,
For the DFAX board.
DFAX board, not for all of them. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. How many more can we do?
Got several.
Do the Board of Elections, does that coincide with the commissioner's term, Robin?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It does.
Ma'am?
It does.
It does.
Maybe it's because Roger King died and I had to appoint Danny.
That's right.
That's right. Well, they all willing to serve again,
Okay.
whatever y'all want to do.
So why just go and do it?
And I do know that she told me that Danny was good.
Okay.
Currently working on Board of Elections.
Correct.
Said they're all willing to serve again. So I'll make a motion, we approve the three here.
I second.
I have a motion and a second to go with the three that are there that have agreed to serve again.
Chairman, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Council may need to refer to that. It was my understanding that the new commissioners make those appointments based on their new term.
I don't have a problem with that. Commissioner?
I don't have a problem. Fine.
That's the way you see it.
That's the way I see it.
Okay. We table that one too until January, I guess.
Withdraw your motion.
I'm sorry,
Why don't we
withdraw
make
that
a-
motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that all these appointments be tabled until the new board is seated.
I've got one page in front of me with 5 different items.
We might as well go
Well, they're all
down there.
gonna expire
Might as well shut this
before,
down
I
right
guess
here.
I don't matter.
So say this is the new board decided.
Well, that's gonna mean that everyone.
Yeah.
All, everything,
All of that.
Without anybody in.
all the rest of them, table until the new board seated.
Fine, me.
Which I don't know whether that's
That'd be 1st of January, so it wouldn't be that long.
okay.
Should have seen.
They never, have we approved the Board of Elections? The question came out.
We had a motion and a second. There was no vote.
So we've made no decision.
Correct.
But we did make a motion second and vote to table these items.
The first one I would recommend to be rescinded first, Mr. Chairman.
Or just make a motion for
Do
the last
one.
4.
The one for, the motion and the second for the Board of Elections should be withdrawn prior to going to other, or just have a no vote on it, one or the other.
Make that motion.
I withdrew my motion on the Board of Elections. I withdraw that.
Theodore was the second.
I second.
He's withdrawing, so, yes, sir.
All in favor of rescinding the motion? Okay. It'll all roll to the next board.
Now
gotta
we
vote
need to
on
table
that.
the rest of them. We just rescinded that one. Now we need to table the other 4 appointments. We tabled one.
Mr. Randy had the motion to table it all.
Mr. Randy had the motion to
Yeah.
table them all.
Second the vote.
So we need a second vote.
I'll second.
All in favor after the motion and second? Got it all covered now, Mr. Doug.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Back to the PTSD required insurance. Porter County work. This is something that was new that we're gonna be required to carry, is that correct, Mr. Robinson?
Sir?
The PTSD insurance, you're now required to have that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, that was included in the HB 481, I believe it was. Putting another mandate on the counties that the state requires
With no funding.
with no funds.
That's right. I'll make a motion, we approve that.
What's the amount on that, 30?
I believe it was 39, nope, 30,000, yep. According to this quote, Mr. Chairman, it's $30,192 per annum.
I have a motion from Mr. Darrell to approve that. Do I hear a second?
I didn't know we were like.
Second. Second.
Thank you, Mr. Grant. All in favor of that PTSD insurance? Unanimous.
Who made the motion?
Darrell.
Item E, ACCG workers' compensation renewal dividend distribution.
Mr. Chairman, can I make a comment on the last item? That will require a budget amendment as well because that was not included in our insurance premiums that we were looking at. Now, the next one probably was. I have not looked at the budget itself, but for the workers' comp, we knew it was going to have workers' comp. But we did not know that we was going to have an additional PTSD insurance. So that one will require a budget amendment as well. Is this one?
And I have not looked at the budget either. I haven't looked at the budget either.
I did not bring mine with me.
Also got to do that sale of the airport land. Mr. Chairman, I do have a question on this thing. We've got here under the classifications, one is garbage collection and drivers. I don't recall us having any
garbage collection drivers. But that is included in the total premium, it appears.
Is that on the contract employees or
The ACCG invoice, contribution invoice, has on the back side of it, item number 9403. To a estimated contribution of $6,846.
That'd be under Sullivan's workman's comp, wouldn't it?
Huh?
They should be under Sullivan's,
Or Ryder.
Ryder,
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me.
You don't have to pay it either.
Harris Hospital, yeah. We do have the ambulance. And we'll also need to probably look at the hospital, it says veterinarian drivers. I know we don't have any vets on staff. I'm not sure if that is a animal hospital or a people hospital, doesn't say. Maybe we need to look at those two items. Prior to rendering the $204,972. May save us a little bit.
Mike, can you call and find out about that for us?
you want to approve it and then we'll check on that, or you want to wait?
Well, we could have a motion, a conditional motion. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, I move that we accept the ACCG workers' comp invoice pending investigation on code number 8831 and 9403. Be the hospital, veterinary, and the garbage collection drivers.
Oh, there's also a resolution.
Got a
Thank you for
resolution.
that motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Earl. Mr. Doug, is there a debate still going on?
Okay, that resolution.
Who,
Where'd it go to?
who made the second?
I did.
All in favor? Unanimous.
You said we had a resolution.
Item F, Wingwall Culvert Repair Home
They're going
Steel
too
Roof.
fast. They're going too fast.
Mr. Chairman, before we move on, no, that's the resolution for the
PTSD.
Yep. We do have a resolution for the PTSD, first responder program that needs to be approved as well. Should have been part of the PTSD agreement. Yes, sir. It's a resolution authorizing the participation in the ACCG Interlocal Risk Management Agency Supplemental Medical Accident and Disability Fund First Responder PTSD Program. That's the name of the resolution.
Okay.
We also did select.
Do you have a motion on that?
Sir?
But do you have a motion on that item? You say we need to approve that resolution?
Yes, sir, it needs to be duly documented by this resolution based on what documents I have here. Move that we approve the resolution as stated for the ACCG First Responder PSTG program.
Have a motion to approve the resolution for the PTSD for the responders. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thanks, Mr. Randy. All in favor? Please vote as unanimous.
You do have to designate the county's representative, Chairman.
Section 5, you do have to designate the county's representative.
And there's also a limit that we're supposed to select which coverage we want.
Generally, I would suggest either the county manager or the chairman, since we're county administrative government, I would suggest the chairman. Can be changed at any time. Chairman, please, sir. You did not do a limit?
The one we selected was the lower limit.
Can you clean the resolution up, Chairman?
So we don't need the resolution.
We do need the resolution, but we need to clean it up as far as the limit and everything, and who the designee would be. You can't adopt the resolution with blanks.
Okay.
Just picture in fact. Optional limit for consideration in your package.
Mr. Chairman, it does state that if we do not want to elect a higher limit, you can disregard this form.
Still have to have a rep.
Still have to have a representative.
Yeah, there's the interlocal risk management agreement and the resolution.
You want to have a name for the rep?
Imagine it would be me, because finally
I'm all for the county manager.
Well, we are, our current HR person and medical insurance person is fixing to retire, so we would need to name someone similar to that position, I would assume. And Yvonne's fixing to retire. She's a whole bunch of stuff rolled into one for as far as this kind of stuff's concerned.
So you're agreeing with county manager or you're not agreeing?
Robin. Robin?
Yeah,
You?
I mean, I'm probably gonna handle all that.
I'd disagree. I'd say
HR?
our county clerk at this point in time.
Murphy, all right with
Ms. Robin Evan.
that? Make that motion.
So moved.
Have a motion from Ms. Robin to take care of being the representative for this. A second. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All in favor?
One more, Judy.
Somebody's gotta do it.
And you'll probably be doing it anyway.
Well, I've already been corresponding with them because somebody had to learn before she leaves.
All right, so we did.
We got all that taken care of, Ms. Robin? Or we still short? Good?
Got all three of them items together. Well, we got the workers' comp, got PTSD, we got the resolution, we got the
We
designation.
have the wing wall repair. Wing wall culvert repair on Holmesville Road.
Yes, Mayor, we discussed this wing wall repair a couple, one meeting ago, I believe. We got 3 bids in total. Low bid was 7 concrete at $39,625. We had 2 other bids, one at $49,531 and one at $52,665. I suggest we take a low bid. That's what I
I make a motion that we accept the low bid,
Give it a little bit.
this wing wall.
Thank you, Mr. Charlie.
Second. Mr. Charlie, grab that.
That's all right. First one I saw.
Okay.
Unanimous, low bid. Thank you. As we stated before, we won't be doing item G. Item H, Phillips and Jordan debris contract.
Mr. Chairman, we had already signed one contract with Phillips and Jordan. This one has, it appears, some addendums to it that I'm not sure that our council has had an opportunity to look at because of the timeliness of receiving them. And we have a contract in place as of today still. And I would, I'd request that give council time to compare the two contracts, and I know that there was two distinct differences. One, let me find it now. Being the contractor affidavit, and the other was Exhibit D. Or Exhibit Delta, and the other one was Exhibit F, which is certification regarding lobbying. Those two items, this is a piggyback type of contract that allows for us to utilize a contract, basically the same one that Forsyth County and Phillips and Jordan have contracted to do, and this one does have two addendums to it, and I would recommend that we allow our council to compare the two contracts and ensure that there's nothing else there that would be detrimental to the county.
Your motion for the table at the time?
Yes, sir.
So legal counsel,
That's correct.
have a motion, Mr. Doug, table this until legal counsel has time to read through both of them. So here's a second.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Darrell. All in favor? Unanimous. Item I, we previously said didn't need that tonight. Going on with public input, Ms. Melanie Griffith and Miranda Taylor, agreed to remove the contract.
Good evening. My name is Melanie Mobley Griffith.
Pull it around.
Ah, there we go.
It won't bite you.
I'm loud enough. So my name is Melanie Mobley Griffiths, and this is my sister Miranda Taylor. We are Ernest and Opaline's daughters, and we were born and raised here in Appleton County, and we now own our parents' property. So on the early morning of September the 27th, 2024, there was many people that lost family members, homes, vehicles, and everything that they had worked for. Thankfully, unfortunately, that was not the case for us. The good Lord above spared our property, but the debris cleanup project with Phillips and Jordan did not. They came in and to supposedly clean up the debris, what Hurricane Helene had destroyed, and in all reality, they mutilated virgin timber that our parents purchased in 1970. This would not have even been an issue if the company had some type of communication with the landowners. This company abused their power by trespassing onto the property, and I have found out, I had talked to Mr. Mike Deal, and I have been in touch with Ms. Robin Evans. And from what I can gather, from Mike telling me, is the county property is, their right-of-way is ditch to ditch. Well, they came on and these trees were not damaged in any way. We have pictures to prove that they were straight trees, completely straight. They came in, blocked the roadway, was very, very unprofessional, cussed at my niece, and then told me that he worked for FEMA. He would not give me his name, who he worked for, or his supervisor. And Mike knows about it because we've been in definitely contact since October the 25th, I believe. Am I right, Mike?
That's correct.
And so anyways, I believe that this company abused their power by trespassing and also making the unnecessary removal of trees that were not damaged by Hurricane Helene, only to benefit from this by deepening their pockets because they were paid, I'm sure, by the ton. And square yard. Okay, so they just came in and cut the tops off of our trees. They were not anywhere near the power lines. So this leads to the second problem, the structure of communication system or lack thereof for the public to access information here in Appleton County. It's simply lacking and seems that no one cares. I had to take time off work, made numerous phone calls, text messages, emails, and I had a bunch of unanswered questions, or it was I do not know. I'll get back to you. Mike was new. He was the interim county manager. I don't blame him whatsoever with this because every time I called or either text him, he would send information back. Miss Robin was the same way. They gave me the information I needed, but I just figured that we would come to y'all to see if we could come to a resolution with this. And I'm not sure if you want to say anything else.
I rode down Nell Mobley, went to Zor, rode down Buckhead, rode down Jimmy Shipes, rode down Griffin, back to Zor.
And we own property on most of these roads. We have Nell Mobley, we have Griffin Road, what else? Briar Road, which is another part of the county.
The two trees were on Nell Mobley, but I noticed no other trees where the tops were cut. And I did find out today as I was talking with a coworker that we were not the only ones in Appleton County. I'm not going to give names or anything, but there's no telling how many people. I mean, I have pictures of where the crew was on the land, which was way past the right-of-way.
How many trees are y'all talking about?
There's two on our property.
Two?
Two, yes.
And
we already have a contract to have these trees cut in September. So that's what makes us bad. This is virgin timber that's never been cut. And there's approximately 25 acres on this property. So see, now they have decreased our revenue for having these trees cut because of this.
Billy, did anyone from the company ever contact you?
Now, Robin gave me the phone number, and I have not contacted Phillips and Jordan yet.
Okay.
So that was the next thing. And
we wanted to come and let the community of Appleton County know on this issue.
Because it's not just our property, it's other properties. And I'm not sure if Phillips and Jordan subcontracted out to different companies. But we do know that there was a skid steer on our property that was rented from Missouri.
A CR rental.
And so nobody let anybody know that, and there's even from the roadway, from the ditch, there's one property on Nell Mobley. I even offered to meet Mike out there and say, hey, just go look. But it's all the way to the fence. where they came in and just like tore everything up.
Phillips
Very good.
over all the clean up in the county.
Yes.
Other than state.
I mean, you want
Who's our representative with them?
Robin, didn't you invite someone?
I did, I don't
The name
I don't
you
guess
gave
it was
me was
Mike Canty, and he was the one that was supposed to be here tonight, but I don't see him.
I've heard other complaints about the work.
And I'm sure Mike
I don't know that we can give you a resolution tonight other than trying to get a hold of Phillips and Jordan.
Okay.
We'll be glad to do.
All right. Mike's got my number.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Now, Steve Hewitt. I forgot to tell those ladies, of course, you know the 5-minute rule.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think during this county manager thing, this is my 5th go-around. And just to remind some of you, Mr. Randy, you weren't here during this time, but I remember one county manager that we were going to hire, and I'll call his name, Mr. Gene Davis, was interviewed for county manager. Before he even made it in the interview room, it was already in the paper that he had accepted the position. Now, if you remember correctly, he came out of there, and because there was a conflict of interest with him working at the sheriff's office, he declined the invitation. That's one go around with the county manager. Another county manager that I remember had such an issue that he called the ACCG down, and we did a little rah-rah-rah team building. And I remember, and I can pull up the live stream if I need to, that this county manager said it was impossible to have 5 bosses. I thought, well, that was quite interesting to me. So here we go again. I thought I've seen quite a bit of fiasco in this room. But this last meeting was a bloomin' circus. How I was writing down the times when they were asked their questions, their beginning times and their ending times. 2 of the candidates spoke for 10 minutes. 2 of them spoke for 15 minutes. If you go to McDonald's, I can guarantee that interview will last more than 15 minutes. And it was interesting to me that we spent more time in the bathroom than we did in the interviews. And I got thinking, during these interview questions, I didn't hear nothing about no conflict of interest. So since there wasn't any public input, there was a blatant disregard for it. Is there, and I know you're not going to answer my question, and that's fine, but at least it's out in the public. Is there a conflict of interest with your top candidate working for Robert Civil Engineering? So if there's, to me it would be a conflict if that company is on record as our engineer consult or whatever the title was. So how's that bidding process going to work? Is that same one going to be opening the bids? Where's the fair bidding practice in that? Which I know you're not going to answer, and that's fine. But listening to some of the interviews questions, I noticed that one of the main questions that was asked was about communication. And that brought to mind when we had the recreation board, but they were an authority board then. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but the entire board resigned that night. And when Ms. Sarah Boatwright asked why, lack of communication. But I got thinking, communication is really a two-way street. That's where you talk and you listen. Communication is not just yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. That's not communication. There has been many times that the public, when asked if they can speak, we come up here to ask questions. We're looking to you for guidance. You're supposed to represent us. But instead, we get what we have right here. And I'm fine with that. But you know what? Everybody went and voted, and let's talk about a vote of confidence. I do believe the public did speak, and they spoke very, very loudly. So y'all enjoy your time at home, and we'll take it from here.
Thank you, Ms. Deere. Ms. Barbara Thorson-Rowan.
Good afternoon. My name is Barbara, and I'm in District 4, which is covered by Doug Harris. But thanks to the opportunity to vote, and we all got a chance to vote, we do not have to deal with him anytime after January. Thank God.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. There was many times that I felt like that you should have stood up for some of the District 4 people, but you chose not to. So that, I'm like Deidre, we'll accept that. But anyway, the sad part of it is we're stuck with the decisions that you three, that is going out on retirement or whatever you're gonna do, that we're gonna have to live with those decisions because of your past actions. Really don't understand how anyone that is supposed to be an upstanding person, as most of you profess to be, that you can stab the voters that have put you in this position in the back and ignore their wishes and everything about it. And actually, I feel like that the new guys should be here tonight learning all of this stuff and seeing y'all confused about everything. What are they gonna do when they walk in at the next meeting and not understand what's going on? And it doesn't just go with the commissioners. There's other people up here. We can't use the no confidence action vote on y'all, but we can use our vote, and we did. And in our district, we look forward to getting our new commissioner, and I just hope that all of you have kept your little ideas in your head, and they stay in your head and don't get in the other commissioners' heads. But with that being said, we're not so naive that we think that your pockets didn't get padded or that you were promised something in return to accomplish getting rid of the best and the most honest county manager that has ever sit in that seat right there. And you can like it or you can lump it. That's the honest to God truth. That man is military. He does what he's supposed to do by the book. And you're friends with him. And it really bothers me that you did what you did. My next concern is the huge salary increase that we are looking at given the county manager's position. And I guess Reed's not here. It's nothing personal against him, but to me, it's in excess. When you look at the other counties, you see what they're making. They're gonna be knocking the door down in Baxley to get here to make that, if he gets that money. And it's just unreal that the taxpayers are gonna have to foot that tax bill.
Ms. Barbara, can I ask a question?
No, not till I get through, you can't.
Okay.
You three outgoing people have stuck us with this issue. There's people that can't afford to pay taxes that they've got now, but it's going to be an increase with that. And I guess this is probably for the lawyer. My one question is there anything that we as citizens can do to change this process to where we can vote a county manager in, as we did Leslie. In my opinion, and when I called all of you people trying to get a vote in for Al, I got no comment. I couldn't even get you. But I did get a comment from Darrell, and I did get a comment from Doug. I didn't get one from Theodore. But that's a part of communication that we all need, we all want. And y'all just sit up here and make your decisions, and we're just out here, I don't know what we're doing, just listening to y'all and just trying to figure it out. But it just would have been a good idea if the other guys could have sit here tonight and listen to all of this and understand where we're coming from. And I'm sorry I didn't say Mr. Deal when I got up here. I want to say thank you for getting and Carol Weaver for getting the bleachers out for the Veterans Program. Appreciate that a lot. And that's really all I have to say. So, Charlie, if you have a comment or a question, you can ask.
No, I just wanted to ask a question. You were talking about the large salary. What is the salary?
I don't know. I'm saying
Well, how do you know it's large?
Because of what I've seen on social media, and I understand that it's not.
Who put that on there? We didn't know what it was going to be till about 30 minutes ago.
Well, when are you going to share that with us?
In just a few minutes.
Okay.
When we get to that part of the meeting.
Well, maybe if I'm wrong, I'll take all of that back.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, where did you get that information? Because it was not supposed to even be out. Because we didn't know. So how do you know?
Like I said, it's what I read. So.
Well, there's a lot on that thing there that ain't.
And that is absolutely true.
No more truth than.
That is absolutely true. But unless our commissioners talk to us and tell us, we don't know what's going on. And that's kind of the way it's been. So I do hope that the new guys, whenever they come in here, that they make their own decisions, and you three don't pull them to the side, as I've seen you whenever I come up here filling their ears full.
Miss Barbara, I'm gonna finish with this, and I'll tell you, and I'm like you. I'm very much hope that every commissioner that comes up here will use his mind and not that group's mind.
Right.
Because y'all elected somebody out of your district to represent you.
Yes, we did.
You do not go up yonder to the president's office and go in the meeting and fuss with him.
No.
Why don't you talk to your county commissioner, and then you and he talk to the county manager, and it would solve a lot of these problems before it ever got here.
Have I called you on numerous occasions, Mr. Harris?
And have I not answered and have
Yes,
not
you
given
have.
you information?
Yes, you have.
I have, yes.
Yes, you have.
I think if the chain of command, and you were talking about the military, I think if the chain of command was used, and I'm 100%, I've been here 16 years, December the 31st. Look at anything you want to, any record you want to, anywhere you want to, and see that I take every penny. You made a statement about lining their pockets.
Yeah.
See that I take a penny, and it's on record about things that they did that was done in my district that I paid for the county. Now, check out his own record. You can find it.
Well, I'm impressed if that really happened.
Well, don't want you to be impressed. I just want you to know the truth. And I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you just like I told them when I came, that has been the mindset in Appling County for several years, that the county commissioners was burning up their pockets with county money. I made a statement then, and I'll do it today. I'll tell you the same thing. If you'll prove to me with facts, not talk, that we got a county commissioner that has ever done that, I'll help you put him in prison.
My.
Ms. Barbara,
What?
two questions or statements that you made that I want to answer. All three of the incoming commissioners, I have called and talked to them pretty regular, and I have texted. I actually have a group text with them, and I reach out to them often. And the other question about, I found this up here by accident this week, and that was that Bacon County, when I called and asked to talk to their county manager, and they told me they didn't have one. And what they have is a county chairman that is elected that serves as a county manager. So to answer that question, I think that would be the only way the voters could do that. And that has nothing to do with me, because I certainly wouldn't run for that position. But that's just interesting. When I talked to the lady, she told me that, I was shocked.
Yeah. Well, it just, I mean, if they're going to walk in here and they missed all of this knowledge here, or this questions, or this answer field. So to me, the new guys should have been here, sitting side by side with these guys, so they will know what the next meeting is about.
I do not know, really. I mean, they've been pretty faithful about coming.
They're at a required newly elected commissioner training right now.
They're at school, they're new
Yes.
commissioner training.
They're in their required training.
All right, thank you.
I didn't know. Thank you, Ms. Barber. Department updates. Sheriff's report.
Thank you.
Nothing? Folks, building the ground, Parks and Recreation, always good.
That's over there somewhere right now.
I'm going to start y'all off with a happy note. Our 10U1 district will be playing in the semifinals in Carrollton this Saturday. So they're doing really well. Our other two football teams, the 12U finished second in district. They played really well. They just got beat at the end. The 8U team finished third in district. Again, they played really good and just got beat. The basketball registration ends this week. We'll start Monday into basketball. This past Wednesday, I was in Griffin for our state athletic meeting, and we was awarded the 12U baseball state, and also got the swimming state again for the third straight year.
Wow, good deal.
The aquatic center is being repaired right now. Everything's over there. They're supposed to finish it up by the weekend. They're installing the 2 new fans, and all that's supposed to be completed by Sunday. There's also a middle school swim meet over there Tuesday, if anybody wants to come by and see it. Later in January, we'll be hosting the high school region swim meet, and we've also got a contract with Region 1 6A, which is the biggest schools in Georgia. They're coming down here to do their region swim meet here because of some conflicts. That's Lowndes County, Valdosta, Colquitt, Richmond Hill, and Tift County. So it's going to be a pretty big region swim meet. They're coming here to do it. We've rented the facility to them for a day. And that's about it for recreation.
Thank you.
When's basketball start, Timmy?
We're starting Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir. Carol Weaver, Road and Bridges.
All right, thank y'all. Good to be here with y'all this evening, and as a bit of information, I want to give credit where credit's due. Ms. Barber, Timmy had a lot to do with the bleachers at the Veterans Day. So anyway, we are still working, trying to do our day-to-day tasks at the road department. We did complete hauling the sand from the plant. A lot of people wants to, you always have to question, why are you so excited about the sand from the plant? That is a huge cost saving to our county. That's something that we don't have to dig. All we do, basically load it, haul it to the shop, and we do have a huge stockpile of sand now. So we'll be in good shape for a good while. And also, we're fixing to start clipping our shoulders. The weather has finally got favorable. Naturally, you can't work on asphalt or triple surface treatment roads when it's hot. So the weather's good and favorable for that. We're fixing to start off kicking in that process. Also, just as a bit of information, we had several bridges, but the guardrails were damaged from the hurricane. We met with FEMA last week, Hayden Roser and myself. The FEMA people got their measurements, pictures, and everything that they needed for a cost estimate on it. And that freed us up to where we could go ahead and take bids on getting these guardrails replaced, because it is a huge safety issue on our bridges. So just wanted to give that as a bit of information. Hayden will be sending out a bid packet next week on that. And like I say, we are still doing our day-to-day cutting bushes, grading roads, pulling ditches, cleaning out ditches, putting in pipe. So trying to carry on.
Any questions, Mr. Carroll?
How are you doing? You over your little deal?
I am a lot better, thank the Lord. Thank you.
Larry, I got a question from the pool.
Mr. Chairman, one question on the bridge. What's the status of the bridge on the State Road?
It is open right now.
It is open?
Yes, sir. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, never mind.
There he is. Mr. Robert Jennings, landfill.
Afternoon.
Hello.
Our tire event that we had back in the first part of November through the 4th through the 8th, that was a huge success. We had almost 25 tons of tires come in. We were able to get those disposed of as well. We probably looking at the first of the year to try another one, maybe in the spring. Since the last meeting, we took in 740 loads at our landfill. Total of 1,572 tons has come across our scales. Reductions, that means the metal that we separated and the household that we separated that got brought in was 126 tons. So we just still getting the trash. Our work has increased 3 or 4 times of what it was normally. We getting about 120 ton a day on the average. Before the storm, we was 25, 30 ton. So it's I'm running out of room for be able to place trash. We building up sales out there. Mr. Carroll talked about the sand. I actually got about 500 something loads of that sand. Sad part is I need about 1,000 more to get that base grade built up, to have somewhere to where I can put trash when I fill up this cell I'm working on now. Just opened a new cell 2 weeks after the storm. Normal, in a perfect world, I could have probably squeezed out 1.5 years, 2 years, and I'm a month in and it's half full. So we need dirt, and we need it like really quick. Mr. Carroll's working with me, and we're trying to work that problem out. Mr. Mike's aware of it, and we're gonna get it handled. But other than that, we're doing pretty good out there. Appreciate the Christmas bonus from my staff. Thank y'all. Got any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Fire department dive team, Mr. Linton. Tom Willis. This time I need a motion to close regular session and go to executive session.
Mr. Chairman, before we do that, are we required by law as far as the action taken as far as hiring a county manager to vote on this publicly and discuss the terms of it, or is this something we do after? It's not on the list. It's not on the.
My legal counsel is nodding yes.
Contracts, legal contracts, gotta be published.
He's saying yes.
Now or after executive session?
After. Thought we already did that.
Terms of contract and a vote. Yes, sir.
We're gonna do that for executive session.
After.
After.
Yeah. There's some other items that we need to go into executive session for.
Personnel personnel is the only thing I got wrote down.
I don't know if there's any other personnel issues.
That was my question. We just had an hour worth of,
Well, are there other personnel issues, Chairman?
Yvonne's position.
I thought there was, it's right on my phone.
Yvonne's position.
We did have another job.
And that's what we need to take care of and then come back.
yes, sir. Yes, we do, Mr. Chairman, according to our clerk. I'll make a motion that we close normal session, open session, and go into executive session
I'll second.
for personnel.
All in favor?
Gotta go make those changes pursuant to this.
At this time, I need a motion to close executive session and return to regular session.
So moved.
Carl, second, Mr. Charlie, all in favor? After executive session, legal counsel.
With regard to the lateral transfer, Chairman? With regard to the lateral transfer, that's tabled. The next one? PG?
No.
Okay.
Who's gonna make that?
The Board of Commissioners have voted to extend a contract to Reed Lovett, and pending his acceptance tomorrow, the contract will be made public. It is a $150,000 salary. He will begin January 1. There'll be a transition period in December where Mr. Deal and Mr. Lovett will work together, and the Commissioners have voted on a pro rata portion of the hours that he spends working as the transitional county manager. Mr. Deal will stay on afterwards as much as we need him, he says. But January 1, your new county manager will be Reed Lovett, pending his acceptance of the contract tomorrow. And after that has been signed by Mr. Lovett, it will be released to Mr. Gardner in the newspaper and on our website. Chairman?
Mr. Chairman, excuse me. Does not the vote have to be done publicly?
You can call the roll, Chairman.
Mr. Darrell, and you're correct, needs to be a public vote on that contract. Mr. Darrell,
Yes.
Mr. Charlie,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Doug,
Yes.
Mr. Randy.
My vote is no due to the terms of the contract and extent of the length of the contract. Is no.
Thanks, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Mr. Theodore. Four, and one opposed. Thanks, sir.
I have a comment, Chairman. $150,000 is a lot of money. But Mr. Lovett's qualifications and what he brings to the county and his ability to the services that he provides for us will greatly offset that. Just like tonight, we approved that wall down there, $39,000. The engineering firm had to look at it to submit the bids. Mr. Lovett will be able to do that in-house. We'll save the 4% engineering fees that we did. That would be $1,600 just on that one wall tonight. Our annual LMIG with the state of Georgia is about $1.3 million. That's for road maintenance and improving contracts. Mr. Lovett will be able to submit those projects to the DOT, and we won't have to pay the engineering fees of 4% on those projects. That alone annually will be about $50,000. And that's not to mention what he can do for our SPLOST projects, our T-SPLOST projects, anything that we have to submit. He will be able, Carol, anytime you've got issues, bridges, things like that, yeah, we'll have to get some engineering, but he can put the paperwork together and submit it, and we won't have to pay the 4% override that all these engineering firms. So personally, I feel like he will offset his salary by the services that he provides and the savings he provides to the county. Thank you.
Darrell, you need to make a motion to authorize the chairman and the clerk to enter into the contract.
And I make a motion for the chairman and clerk to do what now? Enter into the contract with Mr. Lovett.
Motion for me to sign that contract. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Charlie was who I saw. I have a motion and a second. All in favor? And all opposed? Thank you all. Everybody.
We're done.
Interim county manager.
The only thing I have is, we've had some complaints like we have tonight on the company picking up debris. As soon as the new manager and I get together, we've already talked about this, I want to sit down and see if we can come up with some plans to maybe do some of that debris removal ourselves. And we're limited, and I know Carolyn's not wanting to listen to what I'm saying. But I don't know that we'll be able to take it over totally, but I'm not really satisfied with the money that we're paying these guys, and it's going out of this county. There's a tremendous amount of money these guys are taking with them as they go. And they're doing okay in some places and not so good in some others. Overall, I think they're doing a pretty good job, but I think that we can play a part in that process and help them out where we can get out of here in the 90-day period. But you realize there's only 20 days left, so we got to get. And that's going to mean, and you guys need to understand, and you guys need to understand, if we start doing that, what he's doing right now is going to go lacking. We're going to back off in what we're doing on a routine basis, and we're going to go hard as we can go, even overtime and some weekend work, and try to get this stuff moved if we come up with a good enough plan that we can do it.
Can I ask a question right there, Mr. Mike, or Mr. Chairman? I know what you're saying about the county helping clean it up, and I'm all in favor of that, but let me ask you, that stuff FEMA's paying by the cubic yard, how will you determine what the county hauls and what FEMA hauls?
It's not going to be easy. I don't really want to tackle it, but we're going to. I think we owe it to y'all.
Yeah.
I think we owe it to them.
Well, there's a way. I just want to know that would have to be separated because the county would need to get their money in.
Well, they got their trucks and their loads, and we I don't know. I really can't tell you now. I hope I can.
We just have to create our own debris tickets.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer.
Mr. Chairman.
Can I ask a question? The FEMA's paying 100% for the first 90 days.
Yes.
What does the percentage go to after that?
75, I believe. Now, it's complicated.
It could be extended.
We're hoping they'll extend it.
I don't know that it will. I thought it would be before now, but there's a way that you can get GEMA to participate. And if FEMA pays 75 and GEMA pays 25, we're still full. We're whole.
I saw a chart somewhere or another too to where they were breaking it down on that there Phillips and Logan, and it was like 90% for certain things, maybe 80%, but and I don't know just how that would be determined.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
May I make a statement? It's come to my attention that a sitting Appleton County Commissioner has revealed information from an executive session on Facebook, as well as disparaging not only the process, but the other commissioners. The purpose of executive session, according to OCG 5014-1, Bravo 2, includes the wording, meetings when discussing or deliberating upon an appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or interviewing applicants for the position of the executive head of an agency. When the information deemed lawful to discuss in executive session is disclosed by any participant, it not only lends to the question of ethical conduct and confidentiality by the individual, but it also tends to create problems in the disposition of the matter, as well as places the credibility and trust of the organization in a precarious position. The open meeting policy that the commissioners just adopted expressly prohibits disclosure of executive session information. As to the interviews and selection process to fill the county manager position, not only did 4 of the sitting county commissioners agree on a candidate, but the 3 incoming commissioners who were part of the selection of the final 4 candidates agreed that the top candidate was selected. As for advice to the commission as a whole, I suggest that the oath of office be adhered to for the betterment of the county as a whole, maintain the confidentiality of matters deemed as such, and that the members abide by the majority vote of the board regardless of affirmation or dissent. This is my last regularly scheduled meeting as the Commissioner of the 4th District, Appleton County, and I will miss the opportunity to represent my constituents, whether or not we agreed on all points. It's a great thing about a democracy. The majority is supposed to rule, and a peaceful transition takes place when there are changes in leadership. It has been an honor, my honor, to represent the 4th District in the County of Appleton and the state of Georgia. We live on the best place on earth. And as I depart, I continue to solicit your prayers, and I pray for those who will be leading this country and nation in the near future. And God bless America, Georgia, and Appleton County. And go Pirates and go Dogs. That is all.
Anyone else? Chairman's comments. If I don't see you before, I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year.
21 months.
21 months.